Congratulations. At this time, I'd like to call the council meeting to order. The official time is
7:08.
7:08. We'd like to have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Fitzgerald. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please continue standing. We'll have an invocation led by Councilmember Starr.
Please bow our heads. We gather here today as members of this council entrusted with the responsibility of service for our community and advancing the common good. We ask for wisdom, courage, and compassion as we deliberate and decide on matters that affect the lives of our fellow citizens. May we listen respectfully, speak honestly, and act with integrity. May we always be mindful of the values and principles that unite us as a people. As we begin this meeting, let us pause for a moment of silence to reflect on our purpose and our vision. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. At this time, clerk, can we have a roll call?
Esther Boyd.
Present.
Rosemary Brown.
Present.
Cindy Chandler.
Present.
Pamela Fitzgerald.
Present.
Robert Lawson is absent. Michelle Starr.
Present.
Mayor Poole absent.
I'd like to ask for a motion to excuse Mayor Poole and Councilmember Lawson from tonight's meeting.
I'll make that motion to excuse Mayor Poole and Councilman Lawson from the meeting tonight.
I'll second it.
All ayes?
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right. At this time, we will have a reading and disposal of previous minutes from the regular council meeting held on January 30th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the regular council meeting of January 30th, 2024, with any necessary corrections.
I'll second it.
All ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Let me check.
Okay, everybody all right? All right. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve tonight's, approve or amend tonight's agenda. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for tonight as it stands.
I'll second the motion. All ayes?
Aye.
Carries.
All right, the good stuff. All right, so at this time, during the council meeting, we have an appointment, which I'm very excited about, meeting Ms. Brielle McLean for the first time, and her supporters, family members, I'm quite sure, friends and all that good stuff. So, Ms. Brielle, will you come down and Sergeant, excuse me, Chief Williams, will you meet me at the podium? Chief Williams, do you have a few words you'd like to say?
I'd just like to formally introduce the newest member of our team. It's my pleasure, it's my privilege to have her working for our department. She came to us last November, and at the time that Officer McLean came in, it was with an overwhelming majority of our department that we knew we wanted her to be part of the team. So she's done better than any of us could have imagined in such a short period of time. She's shown nothing but loyalty to the department. She made some career choices that shocked us at the time. So I won't go too deep into her business, but she's loyal to the Woodlawn Police Department. So but again, pleasure to work with, joy to be just a really, really good person and a good officer. So without further ado, Officer Brielle.
an honor. I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay. I don't know. When it's best for you to stand, maybe over on that side? Yes, ma'am. Okay, if you can repeat after me, Ms. McLean. I, Brielle McLean,
I, Brielle McLean,
on my honor,
on my honor,
I will never betray my
I
badge,
will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
my character,
or the public
or
trust.
the public's trust.
I will always
I will always
have the courage
have the courage
to hold myself and
to
others
hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I do solemnly swear that I will
I do solemnly swear that I will
uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
uphold the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
and the Village of Woodlawn Charter,
and the Village of Woodlawn Charter,
bylaws, ordinances, and resolutions.
bylaws, ordinances, and resolutions.
As a police officer,
As a police officer,
without favor or affection,
without favor or affection,
malice or ill will,
malice or ill will,
until I am rightfully discharged.
until I am rightfully discharged.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, as the Vice Mayor of the Village of Woodlawn and standing in for the Honorable Mayor Brian Poole, I hereby appoint you to the position of Auxiliary Police Officer. Congratulations. Pin this on you, your badge of the Village of Woodlawn.
Yes, ma'am. D'Angelo Summer.
All right, come on up. Familiar face. Yes. Thank you. Once we get everything signed, this will be yours before you leave this evening. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. Welcome, family.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations and welcome.
Congratulations, thank you.
Chief. Okay. Excuse me, before everyone leaves, this was just noted to me, and my apologies. Miss McLean, where are you? I think. Officer McLean. Officer McLean, yes. There's so many different titles going around. Officer McLean, there was a typo. And I didn't realize it until the clerk, Ms. Yehi, brought it to me. My apologies. You're not just an auxiliary officer. You are an officer. Yes. And I wanted to give you your recognition. Yes, ma'am.
And you can't leave us.
Okay. And we'll have that all changed and signed up, and Chief Williams will make sure it gets in your hands, okay, once it gets changed. Thank you.
She said, not tonight.
Thank you. Uh-huh.
Told you it was 90%.
Wow.
right, everybody take a deep breath and we'll get back to the business at hand. Clerk, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready, Vice Mayor.
All right. At this time, we will have committee and commission reports. Board of Zoning Appeals and Planning Commission that was held on February the 8th. That report will be given by Ms. Rosemary Brown.
Yes, the Board of Zoning Appeal met on February the 8th at 10 a.m. Purpose of the report was to our Goodwill Department company request a variance to allow, they're wanting to expand their retail store in the back of the store. And it calls for 66 parking spaces in the area that they're looking to expand, but they were only wanting to do 55 spaces. They came before the Board of Zoning Appeal. We saw no reason why they couldn't cut it down to 55 spaces, so we granted that appeal for them, that variance. Then they came to planning to present their plans for the retail space that they're looking to expand, which is going to be on the back side of Goodwill. And it's a retail space that they're going to utilize roughly 10,415 square feet of the existing 37,520 square feet of the building for retail space. And what's going to happen in that area that they're looking to expand, it's going to be what they call the last of the last, I guess. Once it comes out of the front part of the store, they will sometimes bundle things together and put them in bins, and they can be bought by pounds, so forth and so on. So it's the last ditch effort to get rid of some of the items that they had. And so that request for conditional use was also granted. And that was it.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Very good report. At this time, we will have Committee of the Whole report that met on February the 12th, given by Ms. Boyd.
Okay, thank you. Everybody here was almost here, but we'll listen. We had a presentation from Mr. Derek Robinson, Regina Payne, and Beverly Jenkins for a car show that they would like to bring here in August. And I think it was 300 cars. I didn't see that in here, but they would have the space to have 300 cars, and you can register your car. We're going to have another meeting about this, or they're going to meet with us or our committee or village manager again to get the details of this together. Their company is the Red Tail Logistics Group. And what we would be responsible for would be fire, EMS, and police at an estimated cost of about $5,000. So they are rescheduling a meeting to talk about that more. But hopefully we'll get this together, and we're going to have a big car show in August. We're also going to have Juneteenth on, what's the date? June 19th. I always say, what date is that? When are you having Juneteenth? On June 19th. This will be the third time that Mr. Derek Edwards and Dante Hatcher have hosted or put on this show for us, this Juneteenth, event for us. And the first year went over well. Last year it rained, but it still was a wonderful event, and it's supposed to be even bigger this year. The event is budgeted at $120,000, and Derek and Dante have raised about $73,000 so far. They don't have the celebrity headliner. That has not been secured yet. But they also talked about having multiple days leading up to the event, and then the June 10th. That's still in a planning phase. And they talked about a possible parade, but I think they're saying that's for next year. But all of this is we're still planning it, but it will take place, and I think it'll be a wonderful event again, and you'll be hearing more about it before it actually comes about. We had a report from the fire department, Chief Johnson, who's sitting back there. They're doing so many things in the fire department. So many grants, they have a ton of grants. If you would like to see the grants that they have at the end of this meeting, I will get a copy of it. But there's so much going on in our fire department. And I work down at Cincinnati State part-time, and I'm always bragging about our fire department because I'm next to the fire EMS classes. And I feel so safe there. I said, I feel so safe with fire and EMS right by us. But I talk about it, they know about Chief Johnson, they know about Chief Pittman, they know about Woodlawn, and always express how good our fire and EMS services are. So we have some public education training. CPR training is going to take place on March 17th and at Mount Zion Baptist Church across the street, and March 5th at Lincoln Heights Missionary Baptist Church. Okay. On March 17th, Mount Zion is reporting that they have 5 or 10 people. Lincoln Heights Missionary Baptist Church is reporting they have 24 people. Is there a maximum, Chief Johnson?
It just depends on the instructor ratio versus student.
Okay.
We can go up to, we've taught up to 50 kids at Princeton, so.
Okay, so maybe you could let people know to contact the churches and maybe they can have more people involved. I think that's a wonderful thing. It's a great thing that we are offering the community. Another thing on here, we're getting ready to try to start, there's so many things here, a new transport service. Can you in like just 60 seconds tell people what that means?
Just briefly, so we normally do 911 service, of course, but there's a huge business out there for non-emergency transport from hospitals and doctor's appointments, nursing homes to doctor's appointments. So we're trying to tap into that a little bit so we can hopefully save from coming back to the citizens asking for more. So if we can get this income, because everybody's always looking for more money, we're going to go out and try to find it for you. So that's to go. The manager and council have been gracious enough for us to go try this, and we're in the works of working that out. So just another revenue stream is what we're working on. We're just coming back to the tax.
Go ahead.
Am I allowed the question?
Go ahead.
So will the transport service take down your squads?
No, completely separate.
Completely separate?
Completely separate, yeah.
Okay.
We won't even mess with the, because we're dispatched through the Hamilton County Dispatch Center. This is something completely, contracts with hospitals, nursing homes, et cetera. So completely separate.
All right. Thank you, Chief Johnson. And, but we have a 5-star fire, EMS and fire service here in Woodlawn, and well known. They really speak highly of you down at Cincinnati State, Chief Johnson, and your team. Then we also have, we really do have good police and fire here in Woodlawn. You can't imagine. I'm just all grins when I hear people give us our compliments, and I act like I have something to do with it a little bit. I'm just grinning. But we have a great police department that is bragged about around the city as well. We had a crime ring broken up around here by 2 of our officers, Officer Kenny Mathis and Nico Gamina, were executed a search warrant and was able to recover about $20,000 in stolen merchandise from one of our businesses. And during the investigation was able to return some of the things that were stolen back to the businesses. But I'm just saying, that's huge. You know, we don't have a lot of crime in Woodlawn, but even that little crime lets the criminal know, don't come here and try to steal anything or have some crime, because our Woodlawn police are on top of that. So we're really proud to hear that. There's, like I say, so many things, and if you like a copy, I will give it to you afterwards. Our police are doing a lot of training. Chief Williams, Lieutenant Lawson, let's see, I think they just finished up some training, and they are taking some more training, attending internal affairs training. Chief Williams will be conducting a walkthrough with Capitol Electric and the Ideas School for school zoning signs. We've been working on that in the past year because we don't have the zoning signs, I don't know who would have taken care of that, where, you know, when you have a school, you gotta have the signs that there is a school there. And we didn't have that, and Chief Williams has been working on that with the school and Capital Electric. We have two new officers have been taken off of field training, are regular officers now. And just great things are going on with the Woodlawn Police too. So I'm just so proud of that. I think we've always been proud of our fire and police in Woodlawn. And you can even be more proud things are going on. Okay, in Parks and Recreation, Ms. Sherman attended, who is our director, attended the Ohio Parks and Recreation Conference in Sandusky, Ohio. She said she got a lot of great new ideas, and it's always good to go global. Sometimes we just look inside of what we're doing at Woodlawn and how it needs to change compared to maybe the groups around us. It's a good idea to go global and look at what somebody has. Maybe we can incorporate it into what we have to make it better. And I think it short-sights us if we only go by our little surrounding areas. So she was able to go to Sandusky, and she found out a lot of ideas, made a lot of connections, and with meeting things that are going on out here in the United States and maybe even other places. We also had our rec analysis last year, which also gave us data of what's going on globally and not just here in Woodlawn or the communities next to us. So she was able to meet people and have people who references and maybe people visiting their parks or recreations, but she said that she came back with a lot of new ideas. Accessibility for swimming, she found out some information about that. She got some promotional materials. So that was a good thing, and she's doing a great job down there, and she's bringing a lot of programs forth. We have great directors here too, great manager, great council. We're just good, but great clerk of court, we're just good. Anyway, the village manager secured neighborhood allies to come out to the village of Woodlawn every second Friday of the month. When I walked around here campaigning, I noticed there's a lot of things that people need and may not have the resources for it right away. I've been one of those persons who didn't have the resource to get something. But there's a lot of money out there to help you. So neighborhood allies can help you secure that. In February, and I was down there, and so was our village manager down at the recreation center while neighborhood allies person was down there, and we have 4 people on, and Neighborhood Allies is for Hamilton County. Yes, Woodlawn comes down there, but anybody from Hamilton County, because it's Hamilton County and federal funds, state and federal funds. She had 4 people down there that came in person, and she spoke to 5 people on the telephone. And I had a girlfriend come down there, and she was able to retrieve $15,000 for her to get a roof, and that's just the beginning. She's already had people come out to her house to look at her roof in planning, and she had been trying to contact somebody for help for a while. But she got this done through the Neighborhood Allies lady, and she helped everybody who was down there with whatever questions that they had. So if you know anybody, it's the second Friday of every month. The timing would
11
be
o'clock.
11 till 4 or later if she has to be. Okay. Wonderful program, because we all need that help. And yes, so definitely come. Wonderful lady. I sat down there the whole time. I need help. I need help. No, but everybody needs some help. Okay, and then upcoming activities and events. She talked about a program brochure. I guess you can get that at the rec center, Mr. Engel?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Of what's going on down there. Through the Re-Thrive grant, they have art classes, garden, the concert series that we have in the summer, senior activities, flick, health and wellness, including swimming, CPR, wellness activities, community, Easter egg hunt, fall festival, Pictures with Santa. She has a bunch of things. And new updates that she has Coming attractions, the mural by Brandon Hawkins, who is a resident artist. CSO, Brady Patty on August 2nd, collaborating with Lincoln Heights. King Me Zone 15, this year's theme is for the innovation. You've got a P&G Jazz Band on the 18th. Summer and fall, winter park activities, and there's gonna be a Woodlawn Freedom 5K. And Mr. Engel, what, the Cincinnati Orchestra is coming?
Yeah, so that's actually August 2nd, the CSO is Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra. Paula was able to secure the symphony to come to Woodlawn, the collaboration from the Village of Lincoln Heights. So anybody that is out there is welcome to come, but that will happen on August the 2nd.
Right. That's
Big deal.
huge. Nobody else around, this Woodlawn, that's what we expect here, nothing but the best. So, you'll be getting more information about that. Paula wants to provide space for disabilities program with the pool and the gym. New garden space, and then we're working with the Armory to have some open house events for the community so they can come in and see what's going on with your National Guard Armory that we have here in the village. All right, Public Works doing many wonderful things. They're still working with the landscaping, picking up litter, repairing potholes, repairing signs and resetting wall. They repaired a sign and reset a wall on Route 4 and Sheffield due to an auto accident. We've used 31 tons of salt during the first 2 winter operations. We have plenty of salt this time. We're in good shape with our salt. And a lot of repairs that they were doing, and I don't want to get in trouble. No, let me see. Okay, and then the village manager's update. We have all the project agreements and signed related to Lee Crest, Redna Terrace, and Chester Road, so we'll be working on that. We're gonna bring lawn and leaf pickup back. Am I correct with that?
So we're working on doing that, yes.
Okay.
Yay.
And we're gonna have flock cameras. We're gonna, Woodlawn has secured 8 flock cameras installed, and one of them is in one of the popular places here. But could you just tell them what the flock cameras do real quick? I know.
It's just an integrated camera system, so you'll see them. It just helps with traffic controls, things of that nature. When we get descriptions of cars, like any type of crime or anything's been committed, a description of a vehicle. Flock cameras are integrated with all the communities around this area right now, so it just kind of lets us watch. It's a patrol assistant camera is what it is. So we're able to keep up with cars that are moving, things of that nature. So.
And it's
So
national?
I want to make it really clear, these are not traffic cameras, right? We're not tracking
No.
speed or anything like that with these. These are for the purpose of combating crime. So the flock cameras are for lack of a better term, they're kind of like license plate readers. They're a little bit better than that, but that's the best way to describe it. And so they can actually track a vehicle that is suspected of committing a crime through different municipalities that also have flock cameras. So they actually tracked a ring of people that were stealing catalytic converters all the way from Cleveland to Columbus. So that's what these are actually for. They assist our officers in combating crimes that are committed within this village as well as the rest of the area.
Do we know where they will be placed?
I don't know that.
One,
Yeah, so, go ahead.
I don't know.
We have an idea when the flock company comes out, they'll kind of let us know where they feel, and then we'll, have our input with it. From there, we'll come up with where they are.
These were budgeted items.
Yes.
and they're connected nationally, right? Well, you have a system that communicates nationally, like they can
Yes.
pick up some crime.
Yes.
May I ask a quick question?
Sure.
The flock cameras, are they really that detailed that they could pick up the license plates?
Yes, that's what they're
And,
designed for.
and the timing, are they quick response with timing, or is there a delay with what a report?
Meaning as far as the image coming back to us, or it's immediate,
Oh, wow,
so.
okay.
So, yeah, we'll play some one. Okay, and then we have an update on the regional safety complex progress and the gun range movement. The complex should be completed by the middle or the end of 2025. Does that mean that it's, Mr. Engel, does that mean that it's going to be
It
gone?
will be gone.
Yeah.
That is the proposed time period.
Great.
They are continuing to move on that project. I know they have secured the appropriate funding. A lot of that funding is federal, so there are a lot of Ts to cross and Is to dot. But that is, their expectation is that the last time they spoke to us, was that it will be gone by the middle to end of 2025, so.
This is the Cincinnati
Yes.
Gun range, yes, sir. So it'll be moving to Colerain Township. And so this is a thing, they're moving dirt now, they're digging now. And so we will continue to get updates on that, but that is the last update they gave us.
So educate me, is that land behind the old Prairie Park, the village of Lincoln Heights, or the village
Yes.
of Woodlawn?
It is Evendale's.
That's
The,
even.
the gun range is
Evendale.
technically in
In
Evendale.
Evendale.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, long time coming. Thank you.
It is, and thank you, Mr. Engel, you've been attending those meetings, and we're rolling and getting things done. So, also, there's still a lot going on that I could, but we purchased some property that will be completely in our names. We purchased property on Springfield Pike that pretty soon, we're still working on the Pike project, and so, let's see, I think that's it. So much going on. They talked about the Hispanic organization that offers services such as possibly having an interpreter for council meetings, and I think that's a great thing. And the Charter Review Committee has started having their meetings, and I was informed that it was a very great, positive meeting last night where we will be changing some things in the charter that will go on the ballot in November for Woodlawn to vote on.
Good.
And we adjourned at 9:02.
Ms. Boyd, if you don't mind, I'd like to
Oh,
add,
sure.
on here, we noted the 513 bus will be returning to Woodlawn on March 15th, and they will focus on tax help, you can help filling out income taxes, that's what we'll be here for. But the 513 bus focuses on many different things. They're a great program that helps out everybody within Hamilton County. It won't just be taxes, but they're focusing on that this time, so please do come down. They park at the rec center lot. Please do come down and take advantage of that if you're in need of any assistance.
And Mr. Engel, do we have a time for that?
It is not in here, but I will double check with the Recreations Director, and we'll see if that gets posted on the website as well.
Absolutely.
What was that?
Thank you.
I'm sorry?
What was that date again?
March 15th.
15th. I'm sorry, I overlooked that. I meant to say it, I have it circled. Thank you, Mr. Engel,
You're welcome.
because
Thank
that
you.
is important to get out to people,
All
information.
right. Well,
Madam
Ms.
Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to comment on the Juneteenth
Yes, ma'am.
budget that was given of the $120,000 of that budget. The village is actually only being responsible dollar-wise. Help me here, Mr. Engel, I know
About
$27,500, $27,500, in addition to another
There was a
couple of-
parking stipend that we gave them, yeah, which I believe was $2,500. So,
Okay,
yeah.
and then whatever cost it may be for our police and fire.
Correct.
So roughly, we're looking at dollar-wise, village approximately 30 or 40,000.
About that,
Less in
yeah.
that neighborhood
Correct,
of that 120,000.
right.
So the village is not responsible for the whole 120,000.
Oh, right, thank you.
Yes, and thus far, they have raised through sponsorship 73,000.
She mentioned.
Yes.
Thank you, I'm glad that you mentioned our, because I have in here fire and EMS, estimated cost is 5,000, I'm glad you mentioned the rest. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Boyd. Did you have anything else to add to your report?
No, thank you for being patient with me.
Absolutely,
Getting that out.
absolutely. Anybody else have any questions? Yes, Ms. Starr?
Charter committee, from our own learning, are minutes kept at those charter committee meetings?
Yes, and if we can hold that, I was going to bring that up under mayor's report.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. I just wanted to go in a little order for me, for my sake. Thank you. Okay, at this time, Mr. Engel, I'd like to ask you to give the municipal manager report.
Absolutely. I'll sort of go through things briefly as I can. Juneteenth 2024, as we've noted, we've been having meetings related to the planning. The next meeting for the event will be tomorrow, February 28th. We'll continue to report on that event as we plan it. Lee Crest Road, Redmond Terrace, and Chester Road, as Ms. Boyd noted, we did sign all of the grant and interest-free loan agreements related to those projects. Redna and Chester Road were actually bid out, and we opened those bids on the 14th of February. The lowest bidder was Atleta Construction with a bid of $1.3 million. CT Consultants, and there's actually an update, they've reviewed the bid, everything is in order. We've sent the information to the law director for legislation so we can get that moving as soon as we can. But this is actually really exciting because the amount of money that was budgeted for this project was quite a bit more than $1.3 million. So we'll be working with OPWC to see if we can take any additional funding and apply that to other projects in the village. Lee Crest Road, CT is working on the Lee Crest plans. One of the items that we're working on very diligently is trying to determine if we can add hookups for sanitary sewers to the Lee Crest area. So at least the Woodlawn homes are all in septic tanks. We're looking at perhaps doing some additional building projects there, so sanitary sewers would be a great thing to add if we tear the road up anyway. And also looking at some other things that we might be able to add to that project to make it a better project. Lawn and leaf pickup, as we've noted, we're looking at trying to bring that back to the village. I'm working with the Public Works Director now to kind of try to facilitate that. I did have a conversation with Gage Bradford from the Hamilton County Resource Center. He advised that the recycling incentive payouts will be a minimum of $5,000 this year, so that's a lot more than we've received in the past. Because of the increase in funding, the center is asking that local government officials sign a letter committing to spend this funding on initiatives related to recycling, so diversion. I have attached a letter immediately following this report, and I had to ask that council members sign the letter so that I can send that over to the recycling center to go ahead and make sure that we're able to get our funding. I'll ask everybody to sign the same letter tonight. I have one here to send over to them. But that's very exciting for us. They also have some other grants out there, one of which is for equipment, so we'll be pursuing that one in the hopes of obtaining a chipper shredder for Public Works to help facilitate the brush pickup. Baseball fields, just kind of a quick update. We did note there were drainage issues last year. We had received an estimate from Team All Sports to deal with those issues. I've gone ahead and contacted them and let them know we want to commit to having the field fixed. And I've sent the information over to the Recreations Director to get that scheduled so it doesn't interfere with baseball practice or games or anything else that might be taking place soon. Ronnie Road and Woodstock timeline as the weather changes. Neiman Construction should be back out there to finish that project. We'll continue to get an update on that timeline. Recreations, we do have the positions related to the Recreations Department along with their salaries on the agenda for tonight for approval. As Ms. Boyd noted, the Hamilton County Revitalization Grant, there's property we purchased on Springfield Pike. We should be closing on that beginning of April, I believe. Springfield Pike and Gruninger improvements. We received funding from SORTA to run sidewalks from Gruninger Way all the way down Springfield Pike to where Goodwill is at. We are working with CT Consultants on that project. There will be right-of-way acquisitions necessary to facilitate that completely, but that will be one of our next items that we concentrate on to get that one moving. Glendale Milford Road sidewalk improvements. We received a second grant from SORTA last year, actually, in the amount of $470,000 to add sidewalks to Glendale Milford Road. I attended an award ceremony on February 20th related to the grant award. All municipalities received grant funding. Everybody that received grant funding was invited to that ceremony. This included our neighbors from Wyoming, Sharonville, and others. The village was presented with a glass clock to memorialize the award. We placed that in a display cabinet out in the hallway for everybody to enjoy. They also provided us with a large novelty check, so at some point if we can maybe get a picture of council with that check to send it back to SORTA, I know they would appreciate that. We've talked about We Thrive. The salt barn construction continues. That should be done more sooner than later, but it is coming along. Vicki watches that every day from her window, I think. We've discussed flock cameras. Axon dash cameras for the police cruisers will be installed in April. That's their timeline. We already discussed the regional safety complex. Mr. Fred Smith officially joined Leroy Williams earlier this month as a code enforcer. Seems to be taking to the position quite well, so we'll continue to work with Fred and Leroy.
Is he part-time?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah. We continue to have meetings with Tri-State Trails regarding the hike and bike trail. They're trying to extend that throughout the communities. Canoes and Conversations, we've continued to have meetings with the Mill Creek Alliance related to the Canoes and Conversations event. This event is scheduled to take place on June the 1st, and it will be a joint event with the Village of Woodlawn and the City of Wyoming. The goal of the event, or the primary goal, is to have the Army Corps of Engineers open the dam a little bit so that there's enough water in the Mill Creek to have people canoe from the pedestrian bridge in Woodlawn all the way down to North Park in Wyoming. Afterwards, they will be shuttled back. There will be conversations about the Mill Creek, the history, things of that nature. They've had this event before. It's always been very positive, and I think I think it's just a great thing that Woodlawn will kind of be the backdrop for that. We'll continue to have meetings with the team. They'll be held at 3 p.m. The next one will be April the 10th, so looking forward to that. We've discussed neighborhood allies with Ms. Boyd's report. They are here every second Tuesday at the Woodlawn Recreation Center.
Tuesday?
I'm sorry, every second Friday. I apologize. I'm going off the rails here. But please do come down. That is for everybody, not just Woodlawn residents, as Ms. Boyd noted. If you're in Hamilton County, they are here and they will help you. We've kind of discussed the fire department at the Committee of the Whole report, so we'll kind of let that one go. Valley Interfaith, I know, still needs help with donations for immigrants that have come into the village of Laughlin. If you have clothes, especially men's clothes, that you would like to donate to Valley Food, you can do so through the Woodlawn Recreation Center. They will take them there. Otherwise, if you'd like to make a trip out to Valley, their address is 420 West Wyoming Avenue in the village of Laughlin. So they're a great group trying to do a lot of good. If you have something to donate, please consider doing that. The Grove Avenue purchase, as Ms. Boyd noted, there's a closing date on that of April 15th. That land will be used to extend the community garden. Buildings and other issues, again, Public Works building, we've noticed that it needs a little bit of help. The roof was leaking. We're going to go ahead and do a temporary fix, and then kind of come back with our partners at CT Consultants to look at doing a major renovation project at Public Works. So more information to come on that. I'm actually supposed to meet with them next Friday, and we'll kind of discuss that some more. Bushelman has actually replaced the firehouse garage door. So they've got another new garage door, which is great. The village resolved to create a school zone around the IDEA School District. Chief Williams had met with our friends at Capital Electric to get the appropriate signage installed. They informed us that there was some surveying that needed to be done, so CT Consultants will take care of that surveying, and we'll get that signage up as quickly as we can, so that school zone can officially be enforced by the police department during restricted hours. Hillcrest School. So Hamilton County has put out an RFP to reopen Hillcrest School. The county's goal is to restore the property at a cost of just under $4 million. The county hopes that the school will become a national model for rehabilitation services for children adjudicated a crime, as well as children with mental health diagnoses or who can't go home for various reasons. The court's director of community engagement has been in contact with the village and offered representatives from the court to come to speak to the council. I have contacted her to try to set something up. As soon as they get back to me, we'll try to get a date with them. Also, our neighbors from the city of Wyoming have raised some concerns about the reopening of the school. The city of Wyoming sent out a page of talking points related to the school that will be discussed at a public safety meeting on March 11th. I have the 12th in the report. That is March the 11th at 6:30 p.m. at their 800 Oak Avenue location. Chief Williams will be at attendance in that meeting for that discussion. Mayor Poole, after some discussion with myself and Mayor Poole, we would like to respectfully request that our Safety Services Committee try to attend that meeting as well to kind of hear our neighbors out. I have attached Wyoming's talking points to this report, so it immediately follows the letter that we're going to provide to this recycling center. So anybody can look at those and go over them. And I will just want to put it out there, attendance at the meeting does not indicate support or opposition to our neighbors. It's simply a way for us to hear them out and help educate ourselves as well. And finally, village financial statements are included in your reports. Those need to be approved as part of our regular minutes, and we'll go ahead and submit those off to the state this evening or tomorrow morning.
All right, great. Any questions from Mr. Engel?
Yes, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Hillcrest School, where is it located?
It is technically, I believe it's on the, I'm trying to say, it's in, yeah, it's on Bonham Road.
You know where Fifth Third is in Springfield Pike? Fifth Third.
Yeah.
So what relation do they have with Woodlawn?
They don't. So it's close to us, right? And so the court sent all the municipalities that were in close proximity to the school a letter noting that they were attempting to reopen it and put money into it for renovations. So they sent documentation to the village of Woodlawn. They sent it to the city of Wyoming. They sent it to Springfield Township. And the idea was to inform them that this is a thing that's happening. If there are questions or concerns, the court would be happy to address them. Is basically the gist of the thing. I'm happy to send along the RFP if you'd like to read it. It'll be a third party that operates the school. At the end of the day, and kind of the short, sweet part of this is that it's not our building and it's not our jurisdiction, right? But there's the potential that activities from the school have the potential to affect Woodlawn. I did discuss that with Chief Williams at one point. In the past, when the school operated, it wasn't something that really drained our resources, but the court did want to make us aware. It was more of a problem for Wyoming and Springfield Township, I believe. What would happen is that some of the folks that were at the school would escape from the school. Because of the terrain, it's a lot easier to run to Wyoming or Springfield Township than Woodlawn. We've got more hills and creeks and stuff, so they run the other way. But regardless, they have some concerns about it, and we just want to make sure that we hear those and that we're educated on that as well.
And who's requesting safety committee to participate?
So Mayor Poole and myself. If safety
okay.
committee is available, we would like them to attend the meeting at Wyoming,
Okay.
at 800 Oak Avenue. I understand everybody has schedules and things, but if you have the ability, we'd like you to do it.
Okay.
And Chief Williams has committed to be there to hear them out as well. We thought it would be great to have our chief there to have that law enforcement perspective on what's going on as well.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Yes, Ms. Fitzgerald.
You said you're gonna have a couple jobs that'll be posted for the rec center?
Yes, so council will have,
It's in
should
our
approve those
legislation.
tonight as part of the meeting. And once they are approved, we will go ahead and post those.
Where will they be posted?
Well, normally we post everything on Center for Local Government. We'll post them on the village website. I will talk with Paula. I think there might be some recreations websites that would be advantageous as well. But I'm happy to let everybody know where we post them.
Okay.
Okay,
I
all
think
right,
the
thank
Urban
you.
League too, can't you post things?
I know we've tried that, and sometimes we're successful and sometimes we're not. And the last time we had a position to post on there, I know at the time Charlotte was kind of working on that, and sometimes it seemed like she could get somebody to post it, and other times they just didn't seem to help us out with it, so. If we can get it on there, we absolutely will, it's not a problem.
It's free.
Yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for that. At this time, Mr. Yihad, do we have any petitions or communications from the public?
You do, Mayor. Brian Jones.
Hello, good
Hello.
evening.
Thank you all for the opportunity to speak before you. I appreciate the invitation from Councilmember Brown. My name is Brian Jones. I am a supervisor management analyst for the Metropolitan Sewer District of Greater Cincinnati. And today I wanted to tell you about our customer assistance program that we offer to seniors 65 and over. It gives them an opportunity to save 25% on their sewer portion of their water bill. The qualifications are that you're 65 and over, you own your home, and you live in a home that you own. And also that you make less than $38,600 per year. That's in line with the Ohio homestead exemption. So if residents are eligible for the Ohio homestead exemption, they're more than likely eligible for our program as well. I look forward to corresponding with Councilmember Brown to speak to some of you all's senior groups. I did bring some applications here to leave, just in case.
Thank you.
If you have anybody in mind who may qualify for the program. For more information about our program, you can call us at 513-244-1300, option number 3. And then you can also get more information about our program at msdgc.org, and then click on programs, then the customer assistance program.
I have, just to add to that, I've been in contact with Ms. Paula. The seniors meet occasionally, and I've given those dates to you guys. And once you decide on what dates what date that you would like to come out and meet with them, just let us know so that we can make sure that we're getting our seniors down here.
Yes.
And they will be able to hear your information.
Yes. And
And
sometimes
I also understanding that your Social Security pension does not count towards that qualifying amount.
correct. We use the Ohio adjusted income. So by law, the state of Ohio, when you do your taxes, when seniors do their taxes, they do not count the Social Security income on the adjusted income. So thank you for bringing that up. I did forget to mention that. That's one of the things that many people don't know when they look at the requirements for this program.
Okay, I appreciate that, and very great program. Thank you for coming forward. Ms. Brown, thank you for inviting him in to speak on this wonderful program that can definitely benefit a lot of our residents. And as you're speaking, my wheels are turning. Mr. Engel, I would like for the information that he has to be put in the hands of our safety services. I know they're connecting with our community a lot, especially our seniors. I know we have a group at the Woodlawn Recreation Department that meets, and also while they're out on the road, maybe put some in their hands, and of course leave some here in conspicuous places so that people can take advantage of this wonderful, wonderful opportunity. So thank you.
I
I'll
have
leave
appreciate
my
it.
card with you to contact me.
Absolutely, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for
Mr.
having me.
Jones, I have a
Oh, sorry.
question.
Huh?
Are you able to contact Neighborhood Allies to provide them your information? Because I understand that they are helping our residents with
I can-
financial,
Absolutely.
Concerns.
And actually, I'm happy to send his information to Neighborhood Allies. They can-
And we do
Connect.
participate with the county.
With the
513
Yeah, so
bus.
that was my
Yes.
question.
Yes.
So I haven't got notification about the event that was mentioned on the 15th, but I'm sure it'll be coming to us soon. So we look forward to seeing you all again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Do you have brochures for that?
Yes, I do.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so
again.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you for waiting.
All right, anyone else, Mr. Yard?
Yes. Mr. Borders.
Okay, Mr. Borders? Good evening. Can you just please, for the record, state your name and your address?
I'm Keith Borders, 10038 Arnold Drive.
Okay, thank you.
I come this evening to share with you some significant concerns that have been growing by myself and certainly my neighbors on Arnold Drive, but what we understand now, really across Woodlawn. We talked with several of the fellow members of the Charter Committee last night, so we actually got a chance to do a lot of business.
Okay.
And so what I rise really this evening is to alert the council of significant concern around what we believe is a violation of the leash law. And while it may not be important, certainly it's important to me and my neighbors, that on a regular basis, when we frequently utilize, whether it's walking up on Arnold Drive, walking down this way to Harmony Park, walking on down to the rec center and the pathways that go all the way over to Grove and to Riddle and all the way down, right? We frequently use those. I know myself and my family use the pathways frequently. And without question, on a weekly basis, that's how often we walk, we run into individuals with dogs that are not on leashes. And this isn't a comfortable situation. This is a situation where the dogs are attacking, right? They're growling, they're barking, and they're coming at us, right? That's on a regular basis. I frequently contact the non-emergency line on a regular basis. And so for the 5 years that I've been here, there's probably a significant number of calls there because I have a precious little baby poodle. Her name is Obi, and you know, she means a lot to us. And so I really am setting up for you what I think is a awareness that you must be aware, but that we need greater enforcement. Okay. Because I don't think it's merely just in this area, right? I believe that this is the type of thing that discourages, right, engagement in our recreation facility, in the pathways, the walking pathways, right? Frequently, of course, when you call the non-emergency line, I mean, there's just not a timing connection to have the police come immediately, right? So they're going to come later, and typically they do appear. But all the grassy areas across the street from the rec center, the grassy area right here across the street in the morning time, right? I walk my pet in the morning, say 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock. There's someone that has pets running, chasing a ball in the grassy area. Now, get this. Here's what concerns me in addition. I believe that because of non-enforcement, right, we make it attractive for folks who don't even live here, don't even live in the village. How do I know that? Well, I know that because I talk to them, right? I try not to have a confrontation because I don't think we need to engage in that, you know, such as put your dog on a leash. So I have a conversation with them. I come to find out they're from Wyoming. They're from Glendale. Right? They love the green space we've got. So they come and bring their dogs, their pets. In fact, my wife and I just walking last week over at Harmony Park, we're literally just enjoying Harmony Park. We then proceed to walk over, head down towards the beautiful bridge. We have some wonderful facilities, right? So we're approaching the caboose. 2 dogs come running up the hill from the parking lot. The owner is down in the parking lot getting out of their automobile. Just let them loose. They see us, they come straight at us, right? We believe we have a problem. And it's something that, you know, again, how does it weigh in terms of car accidents, in terms of automobile, in terms of crime? Certainly not a priority in that regard. But nonetheless, it gets to our community. I want to bring that to your attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, wait.
Excuse me.
Borders, don't go.
Excuse me. Can I say something?
Sure.
Thank you.
You have a
Thank you.
question for me?
No,
Oh.
no, not
I
a question.
do.
I just wanted to say, thank you for bringing the awareness.
Yeah.
Because without knowing there's a problem, we can't fix a problem. We all know that. So thank you for bringing awareness to the situation. And at this time, I think Mr. Engel will agree. I will divert this situation to our village manager because it's a operational situation. And normally what will happen, or what he will do, is get with our safety services, i.e. our police chief, and our code enforcers, and investigate the situation. And I think that he can get back with you 5 to 7 business days, Mr. Engel. Does that seem fair?
Seems fair to me.
Not saying that the problem's going to be rectified by then, but know that we're looking into it within 5 to 7 days and be able to give you some feedback by then, some communication. Okay?
I'd like to say, I wholeheartedly agree with you. That's been one of my long-standing issues. And I've called the police when I see a stray dog. I'll call the police. They will come out, okay? But it's just the lack of the pet owners'
Yeah, definitely.
responsibility. And they'll say things, well, you know the things, they're not gonna bite, blah, 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 blah. That's fine for you, but I don't like for your pet to invade my space, okay? And I wholeheartedly agree. If there's anything else that we could do, we need to do it.
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I were driving home
Right.
on Riddle Road just last fall, and came in front of the elementary school, and there was a woman with her, it looked like a pit bull, huge dog, walking across the parking lot. The dog is just walking by her side, right, headed to the park area. We literally said, ma'am, you'd have to have your dog on a leash. She yelled back at us, no,
Yes.
and continued on walking. We called the police.
You're absolutely right.
The police were quickly down there. What? We have got to take action, so I appreciate your follow-up. And my concerns, right, are merely just the tipping point of this issue.
Oh, I hear it in your voice. I feel you.
Mr. Borders, I have a question. So looking at it from others' perspective as a pet owner, I would love to not put my dog on a leash, but I have to because he's too hyper. Would it be in the best interest for everyone if we look into, since Springfield Pike and Woodlawn is being redeveloped, if we actually think about having a small dog park?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
and then,
Yes, I thought that.
Yeah, but he needs
Okay.
to fix it now.
right. So
But
my
that's just a
next,
mention.
We need to
I
fix it.
like that idea.
and my next point would be, Mr. Chief Williams, is there something that we can do to correct this issue while we work on preventing?
So we do, go ahead.
As I'm sitting here listening, one thing that just popped in my mind, just brainstorming, is signage.
Yes.
I was thinking that
There's
too.
something there, so that way there's no
Yeah.
excuse.
I was
Once you
thinking
have some sort of
signage.
signage or something out in our green spaces.
Well, there are leash signs down along the creek.
They are.
I walk my dog from my house down past here to the ballpark, all the way over to Glenwood Gardens, through Glenwood Gardens and back. And I do that numerous times. I've had one occasion where there were 2 pit bulls in the drainage basin area in front of the elementary school that came charging toward the fence.
Right.
I didn't know if they could get out of it or not, so I took off running back to the pool area and up the hill because I got this 8-year-old German Shepherd puppy on a leash. And after that, I started carrying my knife. Now, last Tuesday, my dog's in my backyard, fenced in. Individuals come to the green space in front of the Armory parking lot, right below Arnold Drive, and let their dogs run. Some people let their pits jump up and hang on a tree branch. This young lady's pit Italian Corso mix came through the woods, defecated along my fence line, came up the fence line, antagonizing my dog, and I'm looking going, is this dog gonna jump the fence? The dog actually came through my fence, into my backyard. I'm out there with a shovel, going, uh-oh. Get my dog in the house, the dog is locked in my backyard, the young lady's calling for the dog. She comes through the woods, up my property. I had already called the police. I went ahead, being the good guy I am, I let her get her dog. She starts walking down Arnold, down maybe Forest, back down Woodlawn Boulevard, back toward her car. The police gets there, I take him down, he talks to her. My thing is this. If we have code enforcement, then it needs to be enforced.
Right.
Where these individuals are fined significantly, or their dogs taken from them, where this is not a recurring issue. You can't let your pit bulls run in the infant's drain basin in front of the elementary school.
Right.
You can't let your dogs run. Now, if somebody's got a toy poodle running, I'm not as intimidated.
Yeah, but
But with these individuals with these pit bulls, letting them run, I'm a little more intimidated. Now, again,
leash law is a leash law.
this is happening pretty frequently. Now, when I get to Glenwood Gardens, typically everybody has a dog on a leash.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see anybody letting their dogs run free, but whoever does the code enforcement, it needs to be done swiftly. Police officer did arrive, talked to the young lady in the parking lot. I don't know if she was cited, I don't know if it was turned over to code enforcement, I don't know, but if I'm thinking correctly, she's the same young lady who had the dog out in front of the school when the kids were coming out of school.
Every morning.
When you saw us.
And I'd like to sum this up, and thank you both, Mr. Borders and Mr. Waller, for speaking out. The good thing is that we have legislation on the books, so we're halfway there, right? Now we just need to enforce it, and the awareness has been brought to our attention, and it's on us to fix that problem. Yes, ma'am.
If I'm not mistaken, Chief Williams and Mr. Engel, you have to have the signs up with the ordinance stated before you can give a ticket or a citation. So, is that true?
I don't, so,
ordinance.
I'd have to ask, I'd have to confer with the chief for that. I don't know
Yeah,
that you have to
but-
have a sign before you can
There are
give
signs
somebody a
along
ticket.
Gilbert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but there's no
only,
signs.
I only
Laws are
say
law.
that, I'm not saying that the police couldn't be called out, you know, and recognize it, but, I should have asked our law director.
If we have a law that says dogs have to be on the leash, we don't have to post a sign.
Oh, okay. I remember that, I can remember someone having a dog not on a leash, and someone was trying to get a citation for him. This was years ago, a lady I knew in Cleveland. And they could not cite her because there weren't any ordinance signs. Though there was an ordinance on the books in that community, they couldn't cite her.
Yeah, signage is not
Yeah.
an issue.
Yeah, and because they didn't have a sign saying.
So like I
Okay.
said,
Let's
we're
not hear.
we're halfway
Okay.
there. We have the legislation. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Legislation
So,
has been
yeah, so that
passed,
we
it's on the
can just-
books. Yes, ma'am, Mr.
So, Chief Williams, just to help in the immediate, can you guys patrol more and
We will.
cite
This is-
more?
At the particular
cite-
time.
Cite more and,
By me not being a pet owner, I wasn't aware.
yeah.
I've had pets previously, and I never knew that it was to this extent. So we have a lot of our repeat offenders who we cite heavily. You know, some of our residents who let their dogs run up and down the street and everything.
Early in the
So
morning.
then we normally kind of get them, but in the, you know, this is all kind of news. You know, by, I know the green space that you're speaking of, so, you know, this is, you know, these are my neighbors. So
Right,
I know,
right.
you know, I never knew that it was to this extent.
Right, so again, the process, Mr. Engel will get with the directors and the code enforcers, and thankfully, we just hired another part-time code enforcer right on time. So hopefully this will help curtail or will stop the issue. It may take it may take a little while, so be patient with us, but know that we will be actively working on
And let me just say, based
fixing
upon
the problem.
conversations last night with other members of the charter committee, different conversations, what we heard last night was, it's not limited to this area.
Oh, no, it's not.
That it's a problem across Woodlawn.
Okay. Well, thank you both, and we have
you
your,
very
Appreciate that.
if you want to leave your phone number with
So
Mr. Engel.
before you leave,
Okay.
Vice Mayor, isn't there another avenue that they could use aside from coming in person here, that they can use to go on our website to log a complaint? So
There is,
I don't know.
Monica, please help me out with the name of that app.
Is it cages?
Cages.
No, we don't use cages
don't use
anymore.
cages
We don't
anymore.
use,
It's
okay,
another place, and I don't remember,
Actually,
okay.
I don't
So-
remember the place. Tim, you
There is a
remember the
place on the website to log complaints. They're welcome to go ahead and do that. You can always call the village too and speak with Monica or myself.
Ashley, where's the place on
About
the
what
website,
time
where
of
they
day
can
do
log
you
complaints?
consistently see this person?
This,
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Ashley.
I'm sorry.
So right on the homepage, you have a citizen request at the top or within the highlight boxes that they can click on.
So I'm just going to repeat that because you don't have a mic in front of you, and I know you were caught off guard. So if anyone wants to file a complaint and not come down to the council meetings, if you go to beautifulwoodlawn.us, there's on the front page a box that says file a complaint. You click on that, and then you can file your complaint and press submit. Or you can always call to the village at 513-771-6130, ask to speak with Mr. Engel or Ms. Yahad, and they will,
Or Vice Mayor, they can call the police where they should be calling, 771-8480.
well, let me just stop there. I think everyone has the police phone number, so not to make,
911.
don't want to make a, too much out of this.
We don't want the police doing all dog.
That's who we're supposed to go to, is that supposed to go to code?
I
We
understand.
just want the law to be enforced and people be fined significantly as a deterrent.
Just can't come in.
And thank you for being good neighbors and bringing it to our attention. Thank you. Okay? All right. We're going to move on.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you again for coming. We appreciate you coming and bringing that forward. Mhm. All right. At this time, do we have any other communications from the
That is it.
public? All right. So we normally would have a finance director report. However, the finance meeting has been held off until March. However, I will ask the outgoing finance director to give the receipt listing and payment listing so that we can approve those numbers.
Yes, so the receipt and payment listings are included in your packets. We'd like to go ahead and ask that the council approve the receipts and payments for the month of January. Also, we would ask that the council approve the financial statements related to the Village of Woodlawn as well as the Village of Woodlawn Special Improvement District.
Okay, do you have the actuals?
I'm sorry?
Do you have the actuals? I don't have them, I don't have my thumb on it.
They're connected there to your pre-packet, Vice Mayor.
I know that, I don't have my thumb on them.
That's okay, I've got it. So, payment listing, total payments related to the month of January were $824,608.17.
824?
$824,608.17.
And that is again, I'm sorry.
Those are the payments related to the month of January. And then the receipts related to the month of January were $873,649.79.
Okay.
And then, again, just would ask that the financial statements for the year ending December 31, 2023 would be approved for the Village of Woodlawn and the Village of Woodlawn Special Improvement District.
Okay. May I ask for a motion to approve the payment for January, financial payment, in the amount of $824,608.17? I'd like to ask for a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion for approval.
I'd second that motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, are we doing them all at the same time? They have to
We
be done
can,
separately?
yes. We
Let's do
can
them
do them
all
all at the
together.
same time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so again, let me ask for a motion for the January payment listing for the receipt listing for January and for the financial statements closing out December 31, 2023. May I have a motion to approve those?
And special improvement.
And special improvement district.
And payment listing.
I'll make a motion to approve the receipt listing, payment listing, and the financial statements for the Village of Woodlawn and improvements for the
Special
closeout of
improvements.
special improvements for the closeout of 2023.
Okay, I'd like to second that motion. Thank you. All ayes? Aye. All right. Thank you, thank you. So we went from dogs to numbers, and I had to get back together.
Right.
All good stuff. All right, do we have a law director report at this time?
Sure, I just wanted to quickly comment on the charter review process that was kind of brought up earlier in this meeting. Last month, we talked about the process of establishing our Charter Review Commission, which we've done, and they had their first meeting yesterday. Just for the benefit of the public, this is a process that is open to the public. Anyone who wants to attend these meetings can. They are noticed. We keep minutes of those meetings. And the goal of the Charter Review Commission is to review our charter, and we do this once every 4 years. The charter is the constitution of our village. It is a document that is crafted and enacted by the voters, not by any elected official. So it's an important framework for within which we work. It puts, and it allows the village to do things that best serve the village. It allows us to be unique and to be as efficient as the community can be, as we can be as a village, as a government. So I would encourage people to, if you have a chance, attend one of the meetings, maybe look at the minutes, kind of see the things that are happening, because these will eventually be packaged. Any changes to the charter will be packaged by the commission, presented to council. Council will review those and then vote to put those on the ballot, and then it'll be up to the voters to determine whether or not to adopt those proposed changes to the charter. So this process just started. They'll meet probably through June, at least monthly. So if people are interested, certainly it's an open process.
Yes.
Will they present their changes in June or throughout the?
They are
each month?
required to do it, under our charter, they present to council in July.
In July.
Yes.
Okay. And they are self-governing, meaning that they'll pick their own chairperson and secretary?
That's correct.
Mhm.
And their meeting times.
Yes,
As
they
well.
determine when they meet, and I think they're trying to figure out the best time to meet currently, so I think they're working through that, but then it should be kind of a little bit more regular once they get
Right.
things moving.
And just so the public knows, and forgive me if you spoke on this, each council member selects or delegates a person from the community to serve on the charter review. So it's just, that's how the charter review is made up.
But that's all I have.
Okay, any other questions? With you two being new to the charter review, do you have any questions?
No, right now.
Okay.
We did have some questions. We shared those questions.
Okay, and that's fine. I just didn't know if there were any general questions we could answer tonight, but, okay. All right, thank you.
And I did speak with Ms. Ehad. I was not able to attend the meeting. I had a conflict last night, but we're working on trying to get some meeting dates that work with my schedule as well, so I can assist in providing whatever help I can provide.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that report. At this time, we'd like to approve Mayor's quarterly monthly statement. I'd like to ask for a motion. Oh, goodness. Hold on.
$26,925.85.
Yeah, I highlighted it. Give me 1 second. I am sorry. What was that number again?
It's
Michelle?
$26,925.85.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the Mayor's Court monthly statement in the amount of $26,925.85. May I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve the Mayor's Court monthly statement in that amount of $26,925.85.
I'll second it.
All right, all ayes? Aye. Thank you. All right. We'll go right into legislation. We should have 3 pieces of legislation.
We do. The first item is Resolution 07, 2024, a resolution appointing Lauren Crisp as Finance Director and approving a contract with Mr. Crisp.
All right. I'd like to ask for a motion for passage of resolution number 07, 2024.
I'll make a motion for passage of resolution 07, 2024.
I'll second it.
All right. All ayes?
No, we need to do a roll call.
No.
Oh, roll call.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
Next item is Resolution 08, 2024, a resolution identifying Lauren Crisp as a signatory and authorizing access to all financial accounts on behalf of the Village of Woodlawn.
I'd like to ask for a motion to approve resolution number 08, 2024.
Again, I'll make that motion to approve resolution number 08, 2024.
I'll second it.
All right. Roll call.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
All right. So,
Can we mention that his start date will be March the 4th?
That's correct.
That is correct.
That is his start date.
Yes.
Resolution 09, 2024, a resolution creating the positions of Sports and Aquatics Program Director and Recreations Operations Manager, and approving job descriptions and a salary range therefore.
okay. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve resolution number 09, 2024.
I can make a motion to approve passage 09, 2024.
I'll second
Resolution.
Resolution 09, 2024.
All right.
and I'll second it.
Okay. Roll call.
Esther Boyd,
Yes, aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
All right. All legislation has passed. Thank you, thank you. At this time, is there any new business that comes before us? Without having any,
Legal executive session.
yes, we'd like to go into executive session
Under section 220,
under section 220,
01.
01.
G1 to discuss the evaluation of a public employee.
Okay, we'd like to go into executive session at this time. All right,
Gonna do
and
roll
do we
call.
need,
We need a motion.
I'll make the motion to go into executive session under the rules
220,
01, G1.
that our solicitor gave.
I'll second it.
all right, and do we need anyone in the room?
Chief Williams.
Mr. Engel.
Okay,
Oh,
Chief
I'm sorry.
Williams and
Roll
Mr.
call.
Eng. All right, roll call on that motion.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Michelle Starr.
Aye.
All right. Thank everyone for coming out this evening. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks for bringing that to the attention.